What's going on, guys? This is Billy back with something that I just wanted to share with you. It took me forever to figure this out. So what you're seeing here on your screen is OBS. Now, some of you may be using it. It's a free software that you can use to do live streams and record videos, screen captures, that sort of thing, right? And what you're looking at is the screen on the right with just me in it is the active screen right now. So if I were doing a recording, that would be the screen that would pop up. Now this left hand side is going to be move this over here. So this left hand screen is my screen that I want to load next. Okay, so maybe I want to transition into a lesson and I'm just talking to you face to face, and then I say, so let me show you something here that may be of use to you, and then if I want to, I can transition back, start talking to you again. You see these videos all the time, right? And you're like, man, I wonder how they do that kind of stuff. Well, this is one of those ways of doing it, and like I say, it's free software. So that's why I wanted to try to do a quick lesson on it to show you how it works. Now I'm recording my screen with Camtasia as I'm doing OBS as well, but I can't use my camera with Camtasia because I'm using my camera with OBS. So just try to keep it simple. All right, so here we go. What I want to first explain is I've got 3 monitors in my office. Okay, I'm using a green screen effect so that you see me, and I'm just transparent, or I'm just over the video here on the screen on the left. So if I move it over to here, you see that I'm in the bottom left hand corner, and it's shows everything behind me is clear. So let's move back and let me show you how all of this works now. All right, so if we look down here at the bottom, what is happening is OBS is looking at my other monitor over here, but the one that you're seeing right now with the Camtasia, the video that you're watching, I'm looking at the camera, or looking at the screen that's got the OBS pulled up on it. So I'm in studio mode. Okay, studio mode is right here on the right hand side, this blue highlight. If I take it off studio mode, now I'm just in the screen where I'm talking to you. Okay, so if I do that, so you have that screen. If I put the studio mode back on, boom. All right, so what it is you've got scenes that you can set up. All right, so I've got 3 different scenes here loaded up. One scene is where I'm getting ready. I can load this at any time. All I gotta do is push a button on my Delgado. All right, so I don't know if any of you've seen the Delgado before, but I'm gonna try to pull it up real quick and show you what it looks like. Okay, and I know it's small because I'm showing it on OBS, but I can probably do an overlay. Let me just do this, pull it over here on the screen in front of my OBS. All right, so this little Stream Deck is like the one I have, I guess, right here. It's got 5, 10, 15 icons on it. Okay, this right here is the pack that you can download, the plugin that you can download for doing Zooms. I love Zoom too. If you want me to do a lesson on Zoom, I can show you some things on there as well that I use with Zoom. But this is the little Stream Deck, and so all I've got to do is press a little button, and I can transition the screens, which is pretty cool. It's all linked up with it. So let me minimize that. All right, and there it is. If you're looking at it on Amazon, it's like $150, I think is what I gave for it. But it's a cool little device, because as I'm talking to you, I can turn around and transition now over to where I'm just talking. You're just seeing me on the screen, or I can transition back, or if we wanted to, I can just do display only and take me off the screen completely so that you can see everything. Okay, so these are the three scenes that I have set up. So once you hit the little plus button here, add the scene, then you can come over here and add your source. So you can click on the little plus button and you have options here that you can add. Now what I've got here is my video capture device, right? So if I click on it, I can add an existing camera, front camera, side camera, whatever. So what I've got is my front camera loaded up on here, and then the display capture is the screen that I want it to look at. So let's say I was going to do another this capture screen, display capture. I can add to existing right here, and you can also select what screen you want to select. If you got multiple screens like I do, I have 3 different screens, I can decide which display. So if you look at here, I've got 3 different screens. If I wanted to look at a particular screen, I could. Alright, I can have it look at that screen, or this screen. So all pretty cool stuff. We're going to go back to the original screen that we were looking at, which is this one. Alright, and then our camera, this right here, I can move around over on my left hand side. So let's just say that what I wanted to show you was going to be in the way of, you know, with me on it. So maybe I just wanted to move it over to this side, and then I press my little button on my Delgado, the Stream Deck, and I can move over, be on the right hand side instead. So that's pretty cool. And then if I wanted to take me completely off the camera, I press the button again, and now all you would be able to see would just be the screen that I was showing. Alright, so this is all pretty cool stuff. And so what I'll do is I transition back to just where I'm talking to you. Now let's get back to looking at the software. Each one of these scenes, I've got a front camera and a display capture, right? What screen I want it to capture. Let's move this right back over here. This is just display only, so I would just choose the source. The source is just the display, right? The screen that I want to look at. And then the side camera, or I say the side camera is what I've got it labeled, but it's actually still my front camera. I've got this one right here, but I'm not using it. I'm using just that front camera. But then this group thing, if you noticed when I was doing this right here, you see this little red box around me, so I can move this around, move it wherever I want to. It's because I got it grouped over here on this side, where this camera is grouped, where I can move it wherever. So and two, they say lock it after you get everything in place like you want it. Like this right here, I would just lock. This over here, I would lock. But see, I can't move anything by doing that. And sometimes I want to be able to move my screen around and do whatever. But you could accidentally move it, I guess. But I leave mine unlocked a lot of times, and then when I get ready to transition over to the thing, I'm all set. Now, once it's over there on the right, I can't move anything. I would have to fade back over and then transition back, and I would have everything set to where, you know, my camera wouldn't be moved out of the way or whatever. So really cool stuff. And now here's your desktop. You got 2 audios, right? A desktop audio and your just your mic, right? So I've got my desktop muted here, and so only my mic is showing up, which is what I'm using here with this Yeti mic. And so you can decide if you want it to fade in or fade out, whatever. And you can do it from here too. I'm doing it with a little Stream Deck box, excuse me, but I can do it from right here. Transition back. And so the beautiful thing about having multiple monitors, I can be doing a lesson, sharing my screen and everything that I want to share. And then over here on this screen, I've got my OBS running so that I can just quickly come over here and transition. But you know, it takes me away from what I'm trying to do here. So what I would normally do if I'm sitting here, I'm teaching a lesson or whatever, I can sit here and just hit the button and then start talking to you face to face, right? And then transition back, and just, I want to go into the next lesson and show my screen to you. We can do that right there. So this is a really cool software. Now I want to show you, I'm using a green screen, okay? So while I've got you here, let's do that real quick. I'm going to right click, okay, and I'm going to go to filters. When I go to filters, you would hit this little plus sign right here, and you can add, you know, several types of filters, whatever, but I just chose chroma key. All right, now what I have found with this chroma key, you can come down here and do custom color if you'd like, and then what you'll do is you'll select a color. Like if you wanted to select your green screen color, you could hit the pick green screen color here and then hit OK, and then it would pull it up. But what I've found, now this is crazy, but if you just stick with the green color that's already here, it seems to do better than trying to pinpoint the color of your green screen. At least it was for me. So you might want to try different ways, but and then you can adjust the similarity. This first one up here is the one that's going to make the biggest difference in your deal. Okay, and you can move it a little bit one way or the other. And then as you see on my screen, as I start to move too far to the right, it starts to push me off the pages. So we want to try to find that sweet spot, and if you move too far this way, you're going to start getting some static and stuff. So just something you have to play with. I found, you know, it's real touchy, but the thing works pretty doggone good. Alright, so hopefully this has been some help to you. I've tried to, you know, work through this thing. It took me two or 3 hours trying to get my Stream Deck hooked up, trying to figure out how to download the software. I just know that you can go to the Delgado website and you have multiple plugins that you can use. You have plugins for, like, when you're doing say for instance, let me pull mine back up over here where you can see it. Alright, so I can do like a screen capture of my screen by pressing that button right there. I got a check mark on my deal here, so I guess I got a screen capture some by doing that. And if I wanted to adjust my volume, I've got a volume button here, so I never have to go looking for it. It's all right here in front of me on the screen. So that's the volume down, volume up. You can mute everything. You can start recording with OBS, which I'm not. I'm recording with Camtasia. You can start and stop your recordings there. This little block right here is going to take me back to my other profile. So I've got a profile that's a Zoom profile. So if I was on Zoom and I wanted to record, I could just hit that button right there for record. Video. You got all of this here, participants, whatever, the chat. Leave, if you want to leave meeting, you can leave it by pressing the button there. And you have pages, different pages, but I just got, I think it's just that one page for Zoom. But yeah, got everything right there, and on this little box. So really cool stuff. Anyway, I thought I'd share that with you. If you want to start using OBS, start screen capturing, start looking a little little professional, whatever, it's there. What I've got to do now is get back over here to my other screen, and I'm going to transition back to my full view. Move this camera back over on the left hand side. Just seems to work for most purposes, but we can take the camera off if we want. If we just want to take me completely off the screen, we can do that. So hopefully this has been helpful. I'm going to end this video here. Listen, if you want me to show you some things about Zoom or Camtasia or this OBS, I'll share with you what I know, and just the simplest things that I'm using it for, to try to put out lessons and videos, and some technology is it just takes a minute to try to get familiar with everything, but once you get it set up like you want it, then you can make the magic happen, and your viewers are going to see it, and they're going to think you just working magic on your end, and all you're doing is just learning a little bit about the software so you can use it right and make it look good. Alright, so I'll see you in another video. I will post this in the members area, and if you guys have any questions whatsoever, need me to explain something a little bit better, I'll do my best. And so anyway, I hope you have a good day.